I watched her chest rise and fall. The tip of a scar, outlined with staple holes less than a year old, climbed an inch above the V-neck of her dress and stopped just short of the small pill container that hung on a chain around her neck. She didn't need to tell me what was in it. I tapped the 5-gallon water jug with my left foot. "What's the bottle for?" She patted lightly on her chest, exposing an inch more of the scar. People passed on the sidewalk, but she had tired and was not as talkative. A gray-haired gentleman in a suit exited the real estate office 5 doors down, trotted uphill, grabbed a cup, squeezed the spout on the cooler, said, "Morning, Annie," and dropped $1 in the cup and another in the plastic jug at my feet.
"Hi, Mr. Oscar," she half-whispered. "Thank you. See you tomorrow."
He patted her on the knee. "See you tomorrow, sweetheart." She looked at me and watched him hike farther up the street.
"He calls everybody sweetheart."
I deposited my 50 cents in the cup when she was looking, and $20 in the jug when she wasn't. For the last 18 years, maybe longer, I've carried several things in either my pockets or along my belt. I carry a brass Zippo lighter, though I've never smoked, 2 pocket knives with small blades, a pouch with various sizes of needles and types of thread, and a surefire flashlight. A few years ago, I added one more thing. She nodded at my flashlight.
"George, the sheriff around here, carries a flashlight that looks a lot like that one. And I saw one in an ambulance once, too. Are you sure you're not a policeman or a paramedic?"
I nodded. "I'm sure." Several doors down, Dr. Sal Cohen stepped out of his office and began shuffling down the sidewalk. Sal is a Clayton staple, known and loved by everybody. He's in his mid-70s and has been a pediatrician since he passed his boards almost 50 years ago. From a small 2-room office, Sal has seen most of the locals in Clayton grow from newborn to adulthood and elsewhere. Tweed jacket, matching vest, a tie he bought 30 years ago, bushy mustache, bushy eyebrows, too much nose and ear hair, long sideburns, big ears, pipe, and he always has candy in his pocket. Sal shuffled up to Annie, tilted back his tweed hat, and placed his pipe in his left hand as she offered him a cup. He winked at her, nodded at me, and drank slowly. When he had finished the glass, he turned sideways. Annie reached her hand into his coat pocket, pulled out a mint, and smiled. She clutched it with both hands and giggled, as if she'd found what no one else ever had. He tipped his hat, hung his pipe over his bottom lip, and began making his way around the side of his old Cadillac that was parked alongside the sidewalk. Before opening the door, he looked at me.
"See you Friday?"
I nodded and smiled.
"I can taste it now," he said,
licking his lips and shaking his head.
"Me too."
And I could. He pointed his pipe at me and said,
"Save me a seat if you get there first."
I nodded, and Sal drove off like an old man, down the middle of the road and hurried by no one.
"You know Dr. Cohen?"
Annie asked.
"Yeah."
I thought for a moment, trying to figure out exactly how to put it.
"We share a thing for cheeseburgers."
"Oh," she said, nodding.
"You're talking about the Well."
I nodded back.
"Every time I go to see him, he's either talking about last Friday or looking forward to next Friday. Dr. Cohen loves cheeseburgers."
"He's not alone," I said.
"My doctor won't let me eat them."
I didn't agree, but I didn't tell her that, at least not directly. Seems sort of criminal to keep a kid from eating a cheeseburger. She smiled.
"That's what I told him."
While I finished my drink, she watched me with neither impatience nor worry. Somehow I knew, despite the mountain of money at my feet, that even if I never gave her a penny, she'd pour that lemonade until I either turned yellow or floated off. Problem was, I had longer than she did. Annie's hope might lie in that bottle, and I had a feeling that her faith in God could move Mount Everest and stop the sun. But absent a new heart, she'd be dead before she hit puberty.